Once again, going live tonight, man. I just getting back. Whew, it's good, man. A little hot on the tongue. This really been long day, but it is what it is. Just finished eating dinner, so I said, you know what? I want to do something tonight to help out here. Let's make sure we can get this thing all together. All right. Don't know what's going on here. A lot of things been going on the press. Up, down, left, right. You know, a lot of things been going on. I just don't know how we can counter all that. But we got to counter it in so many ways. It's more than meets the eye. We got Balenciaga going on. We got this. We got that. It's always something with these devils. Always something. And you can't fathom what they'll do. Right? What's going on, Tim? And you don't have anybody that's going to speak up about it. So, I mean, why can't it be me? Why can't it be me to speak up about it, right? And it's kind of the way it goes. But I think me and Chak can talk about it tonight because a lot of things going on here, abroad, China, and so forth and like. What's going on, brother?
Peace, peace. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. What's going on?
Oh, no much. Hold on. Let me...
All right, Frank will come on too. I think he is. You good?
Uh, my audio tripping, man. Damn. Every time I try to get on this, you get the tripping. Uh, Let me try to tinker with it. Just
Well, let me get to some topics of interest while we at it. Got a lot of things going on.
can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. There we go. All right, that's good. There we go. Man, what kind of hat you got on, man? Oh, you got a Scully on.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah. All right. So a lot of things been going on. Civil liberties stuff. So let's get right to it. We go ahead and start with this part. This is the easy part. I go ahead and start with this part. Hold on a minute. Okay. See the screen, right? All right, let's go to it. Act of 1976. This is a fair use report and education purpose only. Copyright disclaimer. Act of 1976. All right.
Good morning, welcome to Rising. We have a great show for you today. I'm joined by Bacha Ungar Sargon. Nice to see you, Bacha. How was your Thanksgiving?
Mom
in town had some very good food with a friend, colleague of mine who is a much better cook than I am and makes delicious craft cocktails. So it was a very enjoyable Thanksgiving over here.
Beautiful.
All right, well, what's on our agenda today?
So Rob Smith and Michael LaRosa will be joining us as our Rising panel, and we're going to get into the Mar-a-Lago visitor that has former President Donald Trump under fire. Plus, later we'll be discussing new pushback to the Biden administration's military spending in Ukraine. But first, COVID cases and death rates are up across the country. Amidst dropping temperatures and holiday gatherings. So much so that Chief White House Medical Advisor Dr. Anthony Fauci told CBS News yesterday that more school lockdowns are not off the table. Let's take a look at that.
So coming out of the holidays, should parents expect schools to shut down?
I don't know, Margaret. I'm not sure. When you talk about shutting down schools, there's always the collateral.
That's also radioactive.
It is, exactly.
There's always the collateral issue. So you have to balance, and you do
it in real time, depending upon religion.
Now, Washington, D.C. public school students will be required to show proof of a negative COVID test to return to in-person instruction after the holiday weekend.
Well, new talks of lockdowns in the demonstrations erupt in China over the country's strict zero COVID policy. Protests were triggered after 10 people were killed in a deadly apartment fire in the western city of Urumqi, which has been under strict lockdown for over 100 days. Videos of the incident suggest that zero COVID measures actually delayed firefighters from reaching the victims. Now, thousands of protesters have taken to the streets across over 50 locations in China, most notably in the hubs of Beijing and Shanghai. In addition to the end of zero COVID, demonstrators demand Chinese Communist Party leader Xi Jinping step down. So I think that's not surprising to see, given, China's just total commitment to this strategy that I think is insane and impossible. You can't trap people in their homes for this long before they start, demanding basic human liberty. So it's really interesting to watch that taking place. What did you make of what's happening in China?
The phrase that keeps coming back to me over and over is huddled masses yearning to be free. Like there's, obviously China's an authoritarian regime. It's, not democratic by any means. There's no human rights or civil rights. And to see these people using COVID as the last straw to demand the kinds of freedoms and representation and to demand a voice, it's very moving, but also one feels terrified for them because obviously, the Chinese Communist Party does not respect the right of its citizens to protest. So a combination of respect and awe, but also fear for these people.
All right, well, let's turn back to the U.S. COVID context. Look, I don't know. Why do we go first to schools every time there's the cases are ticking up again, et cetera? But we're going to that's what we're talking about, shutting down schools. No, restaurants are going to shut down. Businesses, I don't think, are going to shut down. But schools, for some reason, it's always schools, even though children are the least affected population by both COVID in terms of death and long-term disease. Long COVID, we've also heard that doesn't affect young people as much, et cetera. So that's all. But the conversation is always about schools. And I don't know, I didn't appreciate Dr. Fauci could have been a lot more full-throated there, saying, no, we know shutting down schools was a mistake. We're not going to do it. That's that. We'll strive to have better ventilation in schools, et cetera. If, I guess the schools want to require tests, okay. Now, a one-off test doesn't necessarily tell you, from what I understand, you can be sick, you can be ill, you can be symptomatic with COVID, and you can test negative. I get it's not maybe like other interventions. I don't think it's necessarily harming, but it's not necessarily telling you everything you want to know either.
Yeah, there's a great quote from a former teachers union leader in New York. I forget which one it was, where somebody asked him, when are you going to start standing up for children? Mm-hmm. And his answer was, when they join a union. Mm-hmm. And I just think that this is, I'm probably going to get crushed for saying this, but this is what happens when, members of the educated elite join unions and end up using the power of that union to wage war on working class and poor children who need public schools. And that's what's happened here, is that, we think about COVID as being about politics, but it's really not. It's class warfare by people who are educated, who are part of the elites, against the working classes. And I'm not saying that teachers are, the most well-paid people in America. They're not, but they are part of a class whose interests are very much about lockdown, staying home, working from home, when their job is to help children get an education, right? So there is a clash of interests between the producers of public school and the consumers of it. The public unions, led by Randy Weingarten, have been on the wrong side of this over and over and over. And if you're not angry about this, I don't know what to tell you, because our most vulnerable people in this country are early disabled children. Who deserves our empathy more than children? And yet they are the ones who again and again and again are simply abandoned by this COVID. And it's so enraging to me, Robbie. Our empathy is placed so much in the wrong place on this question.
And things to watch young kids so their parents can work and do everything they need to do. That's why you're so right to say that it's an attack on working class people who don't have other options but to rely on the public education system. That's part of the reason it's there for, not just educating your kids, but providing a very vital daycare function. That's why it was the spectacle during COVID, or earlier in COVID, was so ridiculous when the schools, the teachers, because they had the protection of the union, were not working or they were virtual, but you still had to have someone in the classroom to watch kids. So you were hiring like an additional employee. The only reason they were doing that is because the teachers had the protection, like you said, of that union. And it makes no sense, but that was the reality. So I'm glad most schools,
I don't by the way,
go
hiring
ahead.
A working class employee, right?
Yeah.
Like a teacher's aide or somebody who's not paid as well, who's not part of the union, to do the dirty work of showing up. That's the problem here, is the outsourcing of dangerous work to people who are less privileged than you in every way.
Yeah. So Fauci had his last, I think, official day. It was the last press conference from the White House last week. On Tuesday, he had his final remarks were on urging everyone to get vaccinated, et cetera, kind of, defending his role. He was hailed by the White House press secretary and Dr. Jha as like the most important public health servant in, I don't know, the history of the United States. Probably he is, for better or worse, the most well-known figure in that position. Do you think, Batya, that, what do you think Dr. Fauci's legacy will be in the future? Will he be, because he's become such a more polarized figure, and initially in the pandemic he wasn't, but the right, Republicans, COVID mitigation weary people really dislike him. Is that going to close? Is that wound going to close back up over time, or what do you think?
I respect his medical knowledge. I just think that something else got in the way when it came to COVID. He was given the authority and the power to weigh in on questions that are really questions of public policy, not questions of virology. And he did not have the humility to say, this is beyond my expertise, right? So I think that was really the problem. And that's, I think, what people, why they're so angry is at this overreach, and the sort of the idea that I am the science, I represent the science. And I completely agree with you. When he was on the other side of President Trump, you had a kind of push and pull, right? And that was very fruitful. I mean, I think they came up with there was a good back and forth there, but the minute the Biden administration took over, this just became a regime that you couldn't object to, despite it being so deeply unpopular. And so when I talk to mothers, when I talk to working class people, and especially when you talk to Republicans, they are very, very, very angry. And I think with good reason. How much of that is his fault rather than the people around him who listened to him and gave him that power? I'm not really sure.
Well, and he frankly seems to look up to the kind of zero COVID strategy that China has pursued, I think, to its detriment. But you can imagine him wishing he had that level of power to compel people to follow, mitigation efforts more strictly. That's what he's.
All right, man. What you think about that?
Yeah, they just, like you said, they stay playing with the people, man. They trying to take science and all that politics in their own hands. They try to redefine what you know. What we already know, changing the language as we go.
You got a little static in your thing. You know that?
What you mean, like what?
Like a little raspy sound. Like I mean, I guess it's okay for now. I mean, I just don't know what's going on there, but it's okay. Don't worry about it right now. It's because I'm getting to the meat and potatoes here. Matter of fact, I just had some salmon and stuff, so I'm all right now.
Okay.
Had me some salmon and some broccoli. You know what I'm saying? With some cayenne pepper.
Oh, okay. That's dope. Shit.
Mm-hmm. And but nevertheless, that's how it goes, man. But nevertheless, like I said, man, we're not like the thing that they're talking about. Oh, you might not be able to come to school. Now I'm telling you, the Christmas holiday is coming up, right?
Right. How that mic check?
I guarantee you, coming in
Mike.
2023, they might say, "Hey, man, them little children, man, it's going down, baby. You might need to take the jab to go back to school." I wouldn't be surprised. Mask mandates are returning in certain areas. So
Think they're gonna return? I mean, like I said, that's a. What about now? Was mic check? Mic check. Can you hear it? Is it still raspy?
No, it's all good. Look.
Okay.
But like you said, Shaq, this is up to the people to stand up now.
Yes, the people, because you already uprooted. That's for you to cause that type of this disruption over the people, man, the community, man. You know what I mean? The massive, the body of this country, the people, and keep playing with these people's emotions. Keep playing with, you know what I'm saying, and keep saying that you're gonna try to shut this down and threaten to shut this down, and to keep this closed. Oh, you got to take this test, dude. And they still not coming out and giving us the results for real. Like we getting it from bits and pieces of our own independent research. But the mainstream media is not doing their job, man. Well, actually, they are. I guess they are doing their job. They're being coerced to do the dirty bidding for these I don't know, man. These hidden entities, doing the bidding of them, man. Because these kids are already behind, man. and you're gonna try and force them to get a jab. I mean, force them to get is it getting jabbed up before they gotta go back to school? But that's only for certain areas, though, right? That's not national. That's only for certain areas, right? Certain states.
Don't think they won't try it nationally. Let me pull up something right
But
quick before I get the channel. Just wanted to go to something right quick. Something real quick for you, Shaq. Just something for you to talk about. You know how you always talk about you and conspiracy theorists and all that. Avian flu kills 50 birds in record U.S. outbreak.
now we need to be watching in.
Wait a minute. This year's total of 50.54 million birds, including chickens and turkeys, has surpassed the previous high set in 2015. Flocks in over 40 states have been affected, more than double the number of states in the previous outbreak. While the risk for humans is low, authorities are warning that safety measures should be taken near birds. The disease is spread by wild birds, which transmit the virus through feathers, feces, and direct contact. And then they talk about, the bird flu has recorded from 2003 to November 3rd, 2020, resulting in 456 deaths. And this also led to rise in prices for eggs and turkey ahead of last week's Thanksgiving holiday due to birds dying from the avian flu. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, we need to be watching out all these birds that they say is infected. Because they're going to be sending this shit over to us. Because China and stuff, they don't get rid of nothing. They recycle and use every damn thing. So they probably going to sell that to America for cheap. And they're going to be sending that to different stores and stuff and brands and restaurants. And these people ain't gonna never bat eye. They wonder why people's getting sick. Well, you put the goddamn disease in the goddamn meat. You disguise it in the goddamn animal flesh. Then we eat the animal flesh and take on the goddamn disease or the bacteria or the virus.
Yeah, I see it, Frank, the link. Okay. I'll pull up another one. Let me go to this right quick. Hold it. Let me bring this up before I forget it. Don't want to forget this. I'll get to China in a minute. We got a lot of things to talk about here. We got to talk about something bigger than all this, okay? Something bigger. Kim Kardashian has broken her silence over the controversial Balenciaga that featured children posed with teddy bears in bondage. As a mother of four, I've been shaken by the disturbing images, she said in the series. The safety of children must be held with the highest regard, and any attempts to normalize child abuse of any kind shall have no pride, at least not society. That's interesting. But she says she's evaluating her relationship with Balenciaga. What are your thoughts on this, brother? Balenciaga, what's your thoughts on these guys here?
Yeah.
Should it be an open war? Should it be an open war against pedophiles?
I won't say open war, but definitely there should be more outcry than there is with this there's other fake outcries that we got with other situation that's going on.
Shout out to brother around here, Free RB TV. We had a good conversation the other day, and we talked about this, and we said that you got more people mad at Jerry Jones than they mad at Joe Biden. You got more people mad at Donald Trump than Balenciaga. Ain't that something?
Well,
I always talk about the fake outrage, man. You know,
If
I
Balenciaga
thought
fake
people,
outrage,
yeah, because I thought people would have been outraged with the way they've been treating the children, especially this administration. You know, all the sexual deviancy that they've been pushing on the children, the sexuality that they pushing on children of all ages. It's just sick and pathetic, man. You know what I mean? And like I said, I will advise your audience that's listening to go check out a guy. I call him a monster mind behind some of this pedophilia stuff, and the way pedophilia is um let's see, the way it's thought to be, the way they've been handling the pedophilia over the years in this country. Go check out someone called Alfred Kinsey of the
oh yeah,
Kinsey Institute. Check that monster out. Because believe it or not, the government, I mean, some of views on pedophilia and these pedophiles came from him. The studies that he did, the journals that he did, you know, with the research he did on infant babies, you know, children as young as, I guess, 4 or 5 months, 3 months, 6 months on up to um, the research that he did with actual convicted pedophiles and stuff, and perceived to be pedophiles that might never have ever was convicted or caught. The journals he did, that he sat down there, the way they penalized them, it seemed like they have decriminalized. Seemed like they're trying to push to decriminalize pedophilia and they're making it, I guess, a mental illness or something. I don't know, or a less status than a mental illness, like it's a way of life. It's a lifestyle instead of it being some type of dysfunctional mental illness or some type of crime, federal crime against humanity, crimes against children. They're trying to make it a lifestyle, an identity. You know what I mean? So I advise your audience to check out Alfred Kinsey documentary.
all right. Let me play
It's
this
very,
part. Let me play.
yeah.
Welcome to Tucker Carlson's. It is a state.
Just give people more clarity on what happened. Just give people more clarity on what happened.
Stable of so-called conspiracy theories, the highest levels of politics and finance, there is a shadowy cabal of pedophiles who use their power
to hide the crimes against children. That people think that for us too dark and strange to be true. And of course, we are not obviously endorsing that idea. On the other hand, you can kind of see why people might believe it. Jeffrey Epstein, for example. Epstein continued to dine with business moguls and after he was arrested for having sex with minors. How did he do that? Why didn't anybody say anything? Why did people keep eating with him? Well, at the very least, we can conclude based on the evidence that there is a tolerance for pedophilia among the most powerful in our society, a tolerance that you would not find in, say, your average middle-class American family. Some of the rich really are different that way. That's clearly true. And in case you needed more evidence of that, consider Balenciaga. Balenciaga is what they call a luxury brand. Balenciaga is a company that sells $1,100 sneakers and cotton sweatshirts for $1,500 to people who've literally run out of things to buy. You're probably not doing your back-to-school shopping at Balenciaga, but some people apparently are. So this week, Balenciaga rolled out a new ad campaign on Instagram, and the selling point of the ads was sex with children. One photograph showed a very young girl lying face down on a couch with candles, empty wine glasses, and a dog collar on a coffee table in front of her. Another picture showed the same girl, a toddler, holding a teddy bear dressed in sexual bondage gear, including a leather harness. And then, in case you missed the point, we're for pedophilia at Balenciaga. Another picture made it explicit. That picture showed pages from a Supreme Court opinion that struck down a law designed to fight child pornography. Whoever staged the photo shoot made certain to include a portion of that opinion that used the word sex or sexual 4 times. And of course, that was not an accident. Balenciaga wanted you to notice. So this seemed like a big story to us, as we told you last night. Here you have a major international brand promoting kiddie porn and sex with children, and not promoting it subtly, but right out in the open. No healthy society can tolerate that. In fact, never anything other than the worst thing, horrifying crime. Because even murderers consider them immoral.
Yo.
What up? What up?
Got a little
What
echo.
up, Frank Nitty?
All right, it's still echoing. What up? What up?
Yeah, we got an echo.
Shit, I don't know why, man. Hold up.
No, it's all good because I'm gonna just keep on playing the video for right now. So just keep it like that.
It's better now.
Wait, let me try something real quick.
It's better.
It's still echoing or not?
No, you good.
Okay.
Oh, no, I just started back.
Let me finish. Let me just let the video play, and then we talk about it.
That's how out of bounds it is and has always been to sexualize children. It's totally unacceptable. But apparently, it's not unacceptable anymore. Academics have redefined child molesters as minor attracted persons. And the point, of course, is to send the message that actually it's not that big a deal. It's just a different kind of love. So maybe not surprisingly, given that trend, apart from a few isolated exceptions in the American media, almost all outlets completely ignored Balenciaga's kiddie porn ad campaign. There was not a single story about it in the New York Times this morning, or Jeff Bezos' Washington Post, or on CNN or NBC. There was no talk of an investigation or a boycott. The usual outrage merchants stayed completely silent because they weren't outraged. Balenciaga ultimately issued a statement saying it was going to punish the photographer who did the shoot, like it was the photographer's fault and they didn't know about it. And after that, the story effectively died. And that means that the CEO of Balenciaga, a man called Cedric Charbit, will not become a social pariah for what his company has just done. He will continue, just as Jeffrey Epstein continued, to enjoy his busy social life, totally unpenalized with his many fabulous celebrity friends. Here he is, for example, with the mayor of New York City, Eric Adams, who looks very excited to be with him. Now, we found that picture, by the way, in less than a minute online. And as far as we know, apart from us on this show, no one has asked Eric Adams about it, and it's likely that nobody ever will. And the reason is simple. The media have no interest in covering the sexualization of children. Their interest, and it's a very intense interest, tellingly so, is in destroying anyone who complains about the sexualization of children or who even notices it. Noticing it, they tell us, is an attack on the LGBT community. So the assumption here, their assumption apparently, is that gay people are in favor of molesting kids and, of course, in favor of performing genital mutilation on minors. But that's absurd. No normal person is for this, gay or not. It's not anti-gay to oppose kiddie porn or to feel horror at the fact that doctors are cutting the breasts off of healthy teenage girls. These are crimes, and most gay people think they're crimes. Why wouldn't they think that? Protecting children from adults who want to sexually exploit them is a basic human instinct, and it's a noble instinct. And yet NBC News is doing its best to redefine that instinct as a crime. Yesterday, NBC brought on its law enforcement expert, by the way, a former assistant director of the FBI, to warn viewers that anyone who complains about the sexualization of children will be punished by the legal system, will be sued into bankruptcy and destroyed. Watch this.
There was going to be a drag brunch the next day at Club Q. And that's a way to get kids to see, hey, look, it's a person, doesn't necessarily look like the people you see every day at the store or whatever. But these are real people with lives and emotions. They like the same stories that you do. There's nothing sexualized about it. But every time there's one of those now, the Proud Boys show up because there's an account on the internet called Lives of TikTok that's been pushed by Tucker Carlson and the Babylon Bee and the far right. Tucker in particular seems fixated on this anti-queer panic. In addition to his diatribes against drag shows, he's platformed anti-trans activists, used particularly vicious and extreme rhetoric to attack children's hospitals for providing trans youth with medical care.
If he's a consumer of the people we just rattled off, from Lauren Boebert to Tucker Carlson, let's get it out. Let's get it out at trial. Let's expose it for what it is, name it and shame it. He's a consumer of these people, and those people should face civil consequences from the victims.
Oh, so the former assistant director of the FBI calling for, quote, civil consequences against anyone who doesn't like the sexualization of children. If you complain about it, you're responsible for the murders that other people commit. Is that in the legal code? No, it's not. But NBC News is doing its very best to add it. MSNBC has spent the last 2 days suggesting that because he signed a bill banning teachers from sexualizing kindergartners, Ron DeSantis is somehow tied to a mass shooter in Colorado.
Earlier this year, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis infamously signed into law what critics have called the Don't Say Gay bill, which prevents some teachers from even discussing the existence of gay and trans folks.
When you have a Don't Say Gay bill in the state of Florida, for instance, or when Ron DeSantis wants to send the police to investigate drag shows.
The Don't Say Gay bill in Florida is certainly something that helps add to his national political profile. But one thing is clear is they just want to continue demonizing folks and otherizing people.
They started moving in the spring to LGBTQ people. Specifically, they were really excited about the Don't Say Gay bill in Florida.
So if you don't want a kindergarten teacher to talk to your kindergartner about sex, you're anti-gay? Ron DeSantis is the spiritual father of a mass murder in Colorado? Really? No matter how you feel about Ron DeSantis or about sex, it's not plausible. In fact, it's ridiculous. Yet they keep saying it. And the question is, why do they keep saying it? Well, they're saying it because that's how determined they are to keep you from talking about the subject. They will call you an accessory to murder, and they'll threaten to sue you into poverty, as the assistant director of the FBI just did, if you don't shut up. That's pretty weird when you think about it. In fact, it's very weird. But they have nothing else to say because actually children really are being sexually exploited in this country, in some cases for money. It's not hidden, it's in the open, and it's totally real. This summer, for example, Matt Walsh exposed the atrocities underway at Vanderbilt Medical Center in Nashville. A physician there admitted to mutilating the genitals of children because it's a profit center for the hospital. Watch this.
These surgeries make a lot of money. So females and male chest reconstruction can bring in $40,000. A patient just on routine hormone treatment, who I'm only seeing a few times a year, can bring in several $1,000s that requires a lot of visits and labs. It actually makes money for the hospital.
It actually makes money for the hospital. Now, if you were a muckraking reporter with a conscience, that would be the story of a lifetime. It's all there on tape. A doctor admitting they're mutilating the genitals of children for money, naming the dollar amounts. How could you pass that up? But everyone passed it up. No one covered it. Instead, journalists attacked Matt Walsh for uncovering it. Really? What's the motive there? Nor did they cover what's going on at hospitals across the country, including Chak, the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, the famous hospital, a hospital that admitted in an email to performing bottom surgery on a minor and slicing off the breasts of young women for no medical reason whatsoever. There's no medical justification for that ever, and yet they bragged about doing it. In Boston, a staffer at Children's Hospital bragged on tape about 2-year-olds preparing to transition. Truly insane, utterly divorced from legitimate medicine. But again, it was completely ignored. Here it is.
So most of the patients that we have in the GEMS clinic actually know their gender, usually around the age of puberty, but a good portion of children do know as early as seemingly from the womb, and they will usually express their gender identity as very young children. Some as soon as they can talk, they might say phrases such as I'm a girl, or I'm a boy, or I'm going to be a woman, or I'm going to be a mom. Kids know very, very early. So in the GEMS clinic, we see a variety of young children all the way down to ages 2 and 3, and usually up to the ages of 9.
That is not science. That doesn't bear any resemblance to science. That's scary. And yet the media choose to ignore it. Why? Because no decent person can look that or any of this in the face without wincing, because it's just too awful. It has nothing to do with medicine. It has nothing to do with improving the lives of patients or making this a better country. No, it is a dangerous cult that is causing irreparable harm to children, not just a few, but a lot. Now, at some point, when the spell breaks, our entire society will recognize this because it's obvious, and we will all recoil in shame that we ever tolerated it for a second. But we're not there yet. In the meantime, we are grateful for
All right. That is some sick stuff. We got to fight back with on that stuff, man. That is some crazy stuff. But it's beyond sick. And when she's saying the child over there 6 at 2, that is crazy as hell. These people got to go, man. They got to be dealt with. They need to be put in some type of facility, man. That's some crazy stuff. But go ahead.
Yeah. Do I sound better? Do I sound a little better? Or?
Yeah, you sound all right now.
Yeah, because I put something on that, a little feature on there. But yeah, man. Yeah, man. This is just you already know, man. I mean, I didn't, there's this type of stuff been going on since this is something called the DSM. That basically that manual, that's psychological evaluation manual, the handbook. Ever since the 70s, they were sorry about that. Ever since the 70s, they were trying to do something. They were doing something like that, and they were been trying to turn, just like they turned gay into a non-mental illness. You see what I'm saying? They're trying to push the pedophilia, and they're trying to turn that into a non-mental illness. You see what I'm saying? To where it's normal. You feel what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. They've been doing this, and it's like my thing is, one thing I kind of give to like what I'm saying, I'm not Democrat or Republican, but one thing I kind of give, or it seems like the Republicans would go a little bit more, or support Trump anyway, went hard on the pedophilia and on the sex trafficking stuff, versus these Democrats. I don't never hear nothing about them talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Mentioning them putting a stop to it.
But why would they talk about it when they dag on their policies endorsing it?
That's what I'm saying. Their policies is endorsing it. That's a good point. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, them trying to say that they don't say gay stuff is, that's exactly the opposite of what it is. You see what I'm saying?
Well, that ain't what the bill say no way.
But you know what I'm saying? And the lady it's just all bullshit, man. It's just like, and some of these people that be talking out, these women and stuff like that, be actually having kids, and it kind of makes you want to think like.
Let's stop for a minute. First off, number one, they started bringing all this stuff up about what happened to his shooter. And they were saying that, this guy, people do drag shows. They're saying that drag shows are just drag shows. Like it's nothing sexual about a drag show. But you are giving a child a false image. That's what they're trying to say. They're saying that people can't have drag shows in peace because you want to what? You don't agree that my child's go to a drag show. Well, no, I don't agree with it. Is that a problem?
Right.
Chak, is this a problem?
Damn right, it's a problem. I don't agree with the damn these mothers that's grooming their daughters to be harlots with all this damn beauty pageant bullshit. That's harlotry.
Talk about
why are you grooming them to be sexual? They'll grow into that eventually. Why are you grooming them though? These mothers got to be held accountable too for grooming their daughters, sending them to these beauty pageant shit, putting them in makeup and dressing them up in makeup and shit at an early age, 6, 7, 8 years old and shit. See what I'm saying?
I agree.
I see what you're saying 100%, brother.
Yeah, you ain't no 5, 6 year old young girl should be even thinking about no goddamn beauty pageant. Being beauty for who? Beautiful for who? Sexy for who?
You're right. Sexy for who? Very interesting, brother. But like I always say, it's money, and just like the doctor told you, we make money off these surgeries. You think we giving this up?
You know what? I seen somebody on I think it was a trans, on Instagram. That bottom surgery, that stuff costs what, about $70,000?
All right.
But she was. It's ridiculous because it has not even been enough research to even for them to try to perform these type of procedures on people. You know what I mean? And the fallout is bad because these people have to take so much medication that which feeds into the pharmaceutical again. Because I don't think their medication probably gonna be free, and they constantly getting bacteria, getting viruses and bacteria infection and shit because that is not how nature designed things to go. You're going against nature.
All right.
It's
You were
abnormality.
talking about how the young women and stuff like that getting groomed and all that or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. What's going on in the Dominican Republic too? Because right here, U.S. officials in Dominican are warning darker-skinned Americans they are at risk of being swept up in the country's crackdown on Haitian migrants. The advice from the U.S. Embassy in Santa Domingo suggests the authorities they are using a personal appearance as a criteria for detention of those suspected of being in the country illegally. The Dominican Republic says it deported 43,900 immigrants, most of the Haitians, between July and operation insists is necessary for national security among growing unrest, gang crime, and a fuel blockade inside its only neighbor on the Hispanic island of Hispaniola. The expulsion includes 100 children sent to Haiti without their parents, according to UNICEF reported by CNN. So what this is letting you know, if you live at that border possibly, and you are darker skinned, they may deport you, but you might be an American. You see how crazy that is? You might get swept up. And you were talking about women not knowing where they're going at night. They're going to go in places all time of the night. Going on trips. Remember we were talking about this, Chak?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there you go. You might get swept up and put in a trafficking ring. How you know? You might end up in Haiti. You might not be in the U.S. They might ship your ass anywhere. You don't see how dangerous that is? Anybody see how dangerous it is? They better saying they don't know what your appearance is.
I see it. I see it. That shit crazy, man.
They tell you they don't know what your appearance is.
But when they hear you talk, though, you know what I'm saying, right? Wouldn't that?
But you don't know though. Like you got Dominicans that can speak English too.
That's true. And
so how you know?
They're from New York or wherever, and yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Good point.
But so I mean, it is what it is. But I'm letting you know this is the stuff they want right now. Thing is getting crazy. So let's pull this up because this is what's been really going on. Got a couple of things I'm gonna break down. We got to break down a couple of things. Like, hey, look, man. You know, I was talking about Balenciaga and all that, but I gotta talk about the story that's going on around the world. And you know what that is? Because we got to get it together. Because this could be us in 3 years. Probably less than that if we're not careful. And Frank, we got to talk about these small heads too.
Oh, man.
All right, let me find it.
Recordings just got better. Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited to announce that...
I could have got a longer video, but...
Across China, citizens and police clashing in the streets. Law enforcement racing to contain remarkable shows of opposition to China's President Xi Jinping. Some in Beijing openly calling for him to step down. This woman saying he should end his dictatorship and Xi only cares about himself. Frustrations with China's super strict zero-COVID policy prompting thousands to protest Xi and his Communist Party while demanding freedom and denouncing censorship.
COVID policy has been a disaster, both economically and politically inside China.
Asian financial markets were down in early trading on news of the rare China protest and supply chain concerns. At Foxconn's largest iPhone plant, police in hazmat suits seen coming to blows with protesters last week, following reports of workers upset by delays in bonus payouts and the company's handling of the COVID outbreak. Apple already reported delays for some iPhone models. The demonstrations ramping up after 10 people died in a fire at an apartment complex in the western city of Urumqi. Residents blaming China's COVID measures for hindering rescue efforts, claiming it took fire crews 3 hours to knock out flames, which officials denied. The world now watching to see how President Xi responds.
It is unimaginable that they will try to resolve the issue by backing down, changing the policy. It's not the Xi Jinping style.
And the BBC is condemning China's arrest of one of its photographers while covering anti-government protests in Shanghai, saying he was also beaten by Chinese police. The BBC says it didn't receive an immediate explanation or apology, and it's refuting officials' claims he was arrested to protect him from COVID. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
What y'all think about that, man? Crazy, ain't it?
That's what you get in the communist society.
Hey, but don't think that we ain't the only way to communist society too. A lot of stuff going down with us that they ain't gonna come down like that too.
That's true. And then they're trying to take away the First Amendment, the Second Amendment. You see what I'm saying? I mean, those. I'll be trying to tell people don't be listening, man. Those two things right there are crucial, man. You know what I'm saying? And then somebody was like, oh, amendments in the Constitutions are meant to be, overturned and all that, but not this one. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. People need to realize it's not this one, dude. It's not meant to be. You know what I'm saying? But see, that's the thing, though. You see what I'm saying? They try to make it seem like, this is, it's funny how they want to hit you with contracts, but the most famous contract we have, which is the Constitution, you know what I'm saying? We talk about it could be changed, flipped, and bounced, right? But any of these contracts that these hit you with be changed, flipped, and bounced? It's too much double standard for me, man. You know what I'm saying? It's too much double standard for me, man. And none of these politicians talk about that. You know what I'm saying? It's like the right people on the right. They have this stuff saying about defending the Constitution, but there's certain things they do too that's against, if not the Constitution, but definitely against. You see what I'm saying? Just freedom, period. You know what I'm saying? It's both sides that are full of shit, too, if you ask me. Okay. But the Democrats are really looking crazy. The Democrats are looking real bad right now. With the stuff they're pushing. It's just like straight up Sodom and Gomorrah. What about the thing that what's the name implemented not too long a while back?
By Twitter.
The thing that what's the name implemented not too long ago? Gavin Newsom with the 12-year-olds, you know what I'm saying, being able to get abortions and stuff like that, and being able to get sex.
Oh, that's sick,
dude.
That's sick shit.
Nobody talk about that though, you know what I'm saying? And this fool's still the governor out here. But that just goes to show how dumb a lot of people out here in California are, man. Just like,
you know what? I'm glad you brought up Newsom. I'm so glad you brought him up.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Mm-hmm.
Because I was watching a video about Larry Elder yesterday. Somebody sent it to me. And it was interesting. You know what they did? They crying about Twitter now. Guess why they crying about Twitter? Oh, Michael Bloomberg apologized to China, too, for Boris Johnson saying something about China being a totalitarian regime. Michael Bloomberg apologized to them. Jennifer say wokeism is a costume elites wear to pretend they care about social justice. Okay. FDA approves most expensive drug yet at $3.5 million per dose. I forgot to tell you about that. Okay. You know what? Let me play something for Shaq, because I like when Shaq says stuff sometimes, because he proved himself right. Shaq, keep on being a conspiracy theorist. You might make some money.
For every 1 pound increase in neck strength, the odds of concussion decreased by 5%.
Shaq, what did you always say one time? Didn't you say a lot of people are gay for pay?
Yeah, that's a fact.
Okay. Well, let's prove it. Let's prove your theory being correct then.
In the first 2 months, Phil
just didn't feel comfortable doing that. They were like, "Do you want Raven to be gay?"
Why?
I said, "Why?"
Because you are.
Because you
That's
are.
a bad
That's
reason.
Bad reason.
That's a bad reason.
That's a bad reason.
All right, guys. So in the light of Disney's latest first openly gay teen drama, failing misery. When I mean failing misery, I'm talking about Disney is gonna lose $100 million. Right? They're set to lose $100 million on their first openly gay teen woke climate change environmentalist movie. Right? Again, I could have told you that this would not be a good idea, right? It would not be a good idea to spend over $100 on a movie featuring gay black teenagers talking about the environment. Okay, I'm just saying. That doesn't sound like something that parents are going to want to show their kids. But, I don't think Disney actually did a good job of marketing the film either, because, I don't think many people actually heard of it. But regardless, this is another flop for Disney, okay? Every single time they try to push the LGBTQ, the alphabet, right, it seems like it's a flop, almost as if, again, parents don't want their kids exposed to this stuff. And maybe, just maybe, Disney should listen to the voice of reason in the room when deciding whether or not to make a character LGBTQ and then try to promote that to children. And sometimes the voice of reason in the room happens to be somebody from the LGBTQ community who understands that this stuff is not important to expose kids to. And I'm talking about no other than Raven Simone, who recently came out in an interview and expanded on her time at Disney, being an actress, and how Disney basically wanted to make her character gay, right? They wanted her character to be a lesbian because Raven Simone is queer, I guess. I really don't know what her thing is. But yeah, they tried to make her character gay, right? Raven from That's So Raven. I think they were doing a new spinoff or whatever. And they said, look, do you want your character to be gay? Right? Let's make your character gay. And she was just like, no. In fact, I'll actually let Raven explain it herself, because I am actually very, very, very proud of Raven Simone for having the cojones to stand up to the woke agenda from Disney. Take a listen.
Opinion, and people were listening, and I was like, this is awesome. This is super freaking cool. So the passion that I have for this show is something child. Disney wanted her to be queer in the beginning, and I just didn't feel comfortable doing that. They were like, do you want Raven to be gay? I said, why? Because you are. I said, bad reason. That's a bad reason. No. Raven Baxter never exhibited any type of sexual identity situation in the priors. I'm not being myself on this show. I'm being a character. Raven Baxter's not gay. No matter what the first 4 seasons looked like with me and Chelsea sleeping in the same room and us raising a family together, okay? That's not the case. We are friends who sleep in the same room. It's so funny because we're working on 6th season now, and I'm talking to the EPs, and they're like, and you're going to start dating. I'm like, she don't need to date either. She's just going to be nothing. This is what I love about my career is that grandparents, their kids, the grandkids, and some of them grandkids got kids, they're watching Raven's Home because of Cosby, Cooper, That's a Raven, and Raven's Home. And it truly is a family sitcom.
Yeah, so shout out to Raven Simone. Even though I probably don't agree with her views politically, I'm sure she was on the liberal view for a while. I actually believe during that interview, she said she didn't know that The View would be political. So she got bamboozled and hoodwinked, being forced to talk about politics. Something that I don't think that she's probably all that well versed in, but hey, she tried anyways. Yeah, I mean, I commend her for pushing back against the woke agenda from Disney, right? Disney trying to LGBTQ her character when her character does not have a overt sexual thing going on, right? Sexuality is not a part of the show, right? I remember growing up watching that show, That's So Raven. I watched it growing up, like I watched a lot of other Disney shows, and again, I don't remember any type of sexual themes in that show, right? Maybe at one point there was a kiss or something, but outside of that, it wasn't anything so overt or anything I even remember. Okay. And that's the way it's supposed to be. I just remember being a show about a girl who was psychic, and there was all types of drama and crazy stuff that happened that was, fun stuff that was entertaining as a kid. Now, I haven't watched the most recent show that she's come out with because I don't watch the Disney Channel or Disney shows. But again, I can just imagine, like, in a normal situation, right? Most people, probably 90% of people, will be like, oh my God, I'm so happy that Disney wants me to be able to be my sexual self, right? I'm a lesbian in real life, so therefore I get to be a lesbian in this show. I'm so excited. Yeah, right? I can imagine that most people would have probably been like, yeah, let's do it. Okay, I get to be myself. This is representation, yada, 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 yada. I'm glad she didn't fall for that. I'm glad she didn't take the bait. I'm glad she was able to step back and realize that this is a kid show, right? We don't really need to introduce overtly sexual themes into the show like that. There's no point. It's a family sitcom. Let's just keep it at that, right? We don't need all that extra agenda in the show. We don't need any of that. There's no purpose. There's no reason, especially if you're saying that, the character in real life, Raven Simone, well, she's gay. So, Raven Baxter needs to be gay. And it's like, she's right. That's a bad reason, right? She's an actor. She's an actress. Technically, she's an actress. Okay. She's supposed to act. Okay. It's not supposed to be her real life self. She can be gay all she wants on adult TV, right? I really don't give a damn. But when it comes to kids, I'm glad she chose not to be. Okay. I'm glad she chose to stick with not trying to sexualize a kid show. So kudos to her. Rare for a Hollywood actress. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.
Now, folks, I've been doing this for all my life, and a stud finder like this is a game changer. Right now, folks, John Crane here, and that's someone that makes.
Yes, sir. What do you think about Chak? Chak, she didn't basically go gay for pay all the way this time. So they go, Chak, what you say about gay for pay?
Yeah, it's a whole list of them. Hey, the late Michael K. Williams. The past Lasher. Sometime, he played the gay character in The Wire. A host of melanated, copper colored, dark, aka Black American actors and actresses played the gay roles in movies, television shows. Huh?
I think that this is good. And like he was even saying, he don't agree with her policies, but hey, I mean, she did stay out of it for kids. And it's good that what's going to turn. But it goes to show you how crazy this thing really, really can get. Now, we got to understand the daggone we being played. Hey, Frank, are we being played?
Yeah. And I agree. I mean, I think too. Honestly, man, I think she's probably. I mean, I don't know. I can't put no words in her mouth and nothing like that. But I think she might be looking at it from a business aspect too. You know what I'm saying? And two, she knows, the days are, her when she was involved with Disney and stuff like that, and shows and channels, and when she was growing up, there was no gay push like that. She knows that. You know what I'm saying? So she, you know, I know she knows. I think she knows too, because she's not no broke female. I think she's probably looking at it from a marketing standpoint and a money standpoint, and plus two, she might be looking at it from, you know, how it's going to impact these damn kids, man. You see what I'm saying? And that's the whole thing, man. They wouldn't be, you know, they talk about naturally born like this and this and that, but why are you pushing? I don't understand why, you know what I'm saying, you pushing this type of stuff on the kids if it's natural. You see what I'm saying? Let us, you know, it ain't natural. So I mean, I think she's looking at it from a money standpoint, man, and a marketing standpoint.
All right, that's pretty good. I just wanted to bring that up, Shaq, because that's what you're talking about, the gave pay thing. So she basically letting you know that they wanted her to do something, she didn't really want to do it. And they didn't counsel her or anything, you know. So just want to. Barkley wore a dress on behalf of Weight Watchers to boast weight loss. Yes, he did. Charles Barkley did do that. As a matter of fact, Charles Barkley also said that we the most that black people treat gays worse than everybody else. What do you think about that, Frank?
Oh my god, man! When I seen that the other day, I'm like, this dude, man. There was was it Walter White? Walter White, something. There was a dude that look him up in the 40s that was pushing for Israel to be his own state. You know what I'm saying? He was a black dude, man. So I don't know.
They got a thing called boycott Israel right now. It just came up on Democracy Now! The other day. They were talking about that. I was going, yeah.
Look how they treat the Ethiopian Jews out there. That's a different story. But look, yeah. So you know, and then you know the thing is too, how we, you know, we push the NAACP more than any other group. You know what I'm saying? And they're a Jewish organization.
Oh, Frank, daggone Frank, you spoiling my surprise. I got talk about the NAACP, the NAACP.
Oh,
No, you good? I'm joking with you, man. I'm telling you the reason why. Let's get to them actually. Let's get to the idiot. Let's talk about those guys. They still at it. They still at it. I'm gonna play this guy one more time. This from last year, but I want y'all to get to where this is going. Cause we got
recordings just got better.
We got to raise a defense.
Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited to announce that
the most recent conflict between Israel and Gaza is.
Because every time I do a show, we're gonna bring this guy name up because I want y'all to know who he is. Because this is what we about to be facing. We got to get ready for the coming Jewish onslaught.
Creating hardships for the Jewish community right here in the United States. According to new data from the Anti-Defamation League, 60% of Jewish Americans
personally witnessed anti-Semitism in the past month. 40% of Jews concerned about their personal. Then for more, I want to bring in the Anti-Defamation League's CEO, Jonathan Greenblatt. Jonathan, always great to see you, my friend. Although we are always talking under these very difficult circumstances. Let's talk about this survey, which was a follow-up to an earlier survey by the ADL. Explain to us what you've seen with regards to the increase in anti-Semitic incidents and what Jewish Americans have experienced since the most recent conflict between Israel and Gaza.
And thank you for asking. And I'm really excited about the opportunity to explore this issue on your program because it is a deep and real concern. Now, the ADL is the oldest anti-hate organization in the world. We've been tracking anti-Semitic incidents for decades and decades, but we've never quite seen a moment like this. Keep in mind that as I talk about this data, it's happening against a backdrop of elevated number of hate crimes. Anti-Semitic incidences in the past 5 years have almost doubled to where they were back in 2015 in the first half of the decade. And that, I think, was in large part due to the rise of the extreme right and the emboldenment of extremists during the Trump years. And yet what we saw during the conflict in Gaza was incredibly terrifying for Jews across America. we saw an explosion of anti-Semitic incidents, literally coast to coast. And I'm talking about acts of sort of brazen brutality with people attacked in the streets for the crime of wearing a kippah, right? Identifiable as Jewish, a target for extremists. And oftentimes these attacks, and to put it in some context, we saw a 115% increase in incidents year over year in the month of May. More than 305, I think it was 305 acts, hate crime acts in the month of May 2021. That's double what we saw last.
Hold it. All right. See, I'm going to do the pause in this time, Shaq. I'm going to do the damn pausing. Is he pump faking? Are they pump faking?
Man.
Hey, Frank, you heard this man just there? Shaq, you pump faking? What's going on here?
Boy, that motherfucker got a pump fake boy like goddamn Peyton Manning.
Hey. What do you think, though, man? Let me know what you think about this, man. I mean, I'm getting back to this video because I got to let y'all hear this. But he's saying you're getting attacked just for wearing a kippah. I just went by a Jewish assembly hall today. I think it's your witness hall. Whatever the hell it was.
But what does Gaza have to do with it? These damn Jews is in America, though. Explain that to me. You need to be over there. The hell?
She said, I said, not Peyton Manning.
Yeah, man.
But you see the propaganda they going with, right? Every time they talk about re-getting attacked, anti-hate. Most attacks in 2015 double the attacks. Jewish people very concerned about what can happen in the street. Ain't nobody attacking Jewish people because they Jewish. Stop it.
Man.
But a lot of people didn't even know about that damn conflict, man. What are they talking about, man? Dude,
oh, man.
Stupid. But see, I see. Look, they can push stuff like this because they know people are stupid. They know that people,
pushing propaganda.
You're right, and they know people. Look, they know people live in this propaganda type insanity. Doing the same things and expecting the different outcome. Kind of,
Look what she said. She saw 5 young ones today and started smiling and grinning. So I ain't know I messing with no Jews. Stop lying, Jewish people. Stop lying.
Well, see,
they try to push it on us. What are you gonna say, Shaq? My bad. They trying to make it seem like we're doing that.
Yeah, man. They try to merge it together because they try to merge the Kanye and Kyrie stuff together and try to make it seem like that's part. Now they're gonna make us the face of in this country when that's not. If it is, it's not us that's attacking them, right? First of all, they lie. They don't have no problem with telling people and putting lies and putting tags on people without any evidence. They put tags on the Israel group, Israel United in Christ. You put a tag on them saying that they was a hate group. Now, who gave you the authority to openly put a hate group tag, tag on somebody, right? Without any evidence, then you lie on them and put a murder on them and stuff, put murder and crimes on them.
You know what, Shaq?
To push your agenda.
We're gonna get. Well, I ain't gonna say I got all night, but let me say this.
You gotta tell it, man.
I'm gonna get to them too, because not that so much. You already brought that part up. Oh shoot! It is a clown show. Monel, yes, they had the headgear and what a kid to be the school uniform. Yes, Dwight. Thanks for bringing up that good information right there. Now, let's bring this in a vacuum here, because these are people pushing all the policies from Balenciaga to all that. Alfred Kinsey, all these people. Name the names, goddammit. The hell with it. Who was Biden with over the weekend? He was with some guy named Rubenstein at some vacation home or something. A Jewish guy. Rubenstein, Sassoons, put their names on the front street. Daggone Rockefeller, Carnegie. Who else can I name? I can go on and on and on. The bus goes on and on and on. You know what I mean? The bus goes on and on. You were talking about like Peyton Manning actors. It's funny. He said that the the coach playing night, but they playing the Steelers obviously, and there was used to be a football player named Jerome Bettis. He's called the bus. The wheels in the bus go round and round. Greenblatt is going round and round. This is why he keep on coming to all these programs. He
What is
going
his
on
real
and
name?
on and on, and the beat goes on and on and on. That's what he's doing.
What is his real name? That's his American
Jonathan
alias. What's his
Greenblatt.
real name?
Jonathan
Is that his
Greenblatt.
real name?
That's what they say, Jonathan.
I'm saying, is that his real name or that's his American alias? Because they let them foreigners come over and grab American alias quick.
Hey, sometimes Jews will have the name Greenberg and just change it to Green.
But see that, but it lets you know too. Look, these people are not the real thing, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's how they're full of it because you're talking about whatever kind of hat. I don't know what he just said. The person had on, and there was
Kipper,
making.
Yeah.
No, the yarmulke. I don't know what the hell. They I don't know. But look, the thing is, you know what I'm saying? They're trying to make it seem like that's just, they really trying to make it seem this is not, it's a creed, it's a religion. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll say Jewish Americans. You notice they never say Christian Americans? Why they never say Catholic Americans? Why they try to just link being Jewish to a nationality? I'm telling you, they keep doing that, dude. They keep doing that. It's embedded, repetitive. They say it so much to where it's embedded in people's minds. You know what I'm saying? That is a religion. I mean, it's not a religion. Excuse me. That it's a nationality. It's a religion, bro. They don't push Christianity like that. Christian Americans are being attacked. They don't never push that. Catholic Americans. You know what I'm saying? Buddhist Americans are being attacked. You notice that they never label these people whatever American. But the Jewish though, they'll label that like it's a nationality. These people, why are they not being honest about that? You know what I'm saying? What's my thing? Why is nobody ever pulling the curtain out?
I'm about to. I'm gonna let him keep talking.
Got you.
I want y'all to hear what this fool's. Well, he ain't no fool. Actually, he's actually kind of intelligent because he's using word. Me and Shaq always talk about using that word play. He using smoke and mirrors, to get you off the track, making you believe what he's saying. Oh, we're being attacked. Oh my God! But nobody's attacking you. Especially, well, not like you saying anyway. If you do it, you gotta start proving it. Where the video at, like they say. Let the lie continue.
And none of the assailants in Los Angeles, in New York City, in Miami, in Chicago, they were wearing MAGA hats, anti-Israel demonstrations. And I think what this underscores is that inflammatory rhetoric can create real-world consequences. And again, whether it might be President Trump or whether it might be a congresswoman in the House of Representatives, when you make kind of baseless allegations like Israel is committing systematic genocide or the Jewish state is trying to murder children, that then creates implications for all Jewish people. And literally, we've seen this play out in the streets and online. The amount of anti-Semitism on TikTok and Twitter, on Facebook.
Man, it's a made-up word, you jerk face.
We saw 17,000 hashtags that said Hitler was right in the last month alone. We saw hashtags like COVID-1948, as if the Jewish state was some virus to be exterminated. So what I think we need to really focus on here today is that American Jews, as our survey indicates, are afraid. As you noted in the intro, 60% say they witnessed an anti-Semitic incident or heard anti-Semitic comments in the last month. I want to make this clear. When we last ran this survey, people said, yeah, they saw something anti-Semitic over a 5-year period. Now they're saying they saw it over just the past 5 weeks alone. And I will say clearly, it is fine to have strong feelings about the Middle East. But strong feelings about the Middle East is not an excuse to attack Jewish people because of how they pray. Period, end of story. And as we've stood strong for the Asian American community, it is not okay to have strong feelings about China and use it as an excuse to assault elderly Asian Americans. And so again, strong feelings about the Middle East is no excuse to assault American Jews, where they worship, where they socialize, where they eat. It's really unconscionable.
I spent 15 years of my career trying to create the digital notebook. Remarkably Consultant. I'm Phil McKinney. I'm the former CTO for Hewlett Packard. I'm an author. I'm a podcast.
Before that, when during times of unrest between Israel and the Strip area, there often you see a spike, right, when it comes to anti-Semitic behavior. I'm wondering how this most recent unrest compares to past years, considering that there was already an elevated level of anti-Semitic behavior. And as you point out, you can't just blame kind of one group. It's coming from different groups. So it's already elevated, and then you have this unrest.
Yeah, it's the right question to ask.
But you see, hold on,
in an
Benoit, stop
environment
that though.
where
Stop that, because
anti-Semitism
this is
has, I think,
important.
already expanded and
Stop that.
amplified. And again, I've been very bold about this,
All right,
calling out the extreme right.
Stop there for a minute.
All right,
Let me
go
cut
ahead.
in there.
Go ahead and say what you gotta say.
You see how it's okay for them to point out. Now they saying, well, you can't blame all Jews, but they blame all other groups. They can put hate on all other
But
groups
you hear what else he said though.
from what they said.
But you hear what else he said though. You missed something.
What?
You missed something he said. He said you talk about one Jew is talking about all of them. That's what that man just said.
But that's what I'm saying. So guess what? So if one Jew or multiple Jews do something devilish as molesting children, raping children, and then use the ADL and other underground sources to escape prosecution in America and go to Israel,
Anti-Defamation League.
use
Now,
them
let me say
to
something.
escape any penalties for their acts, and able to allow them to escape to other countries, right? To escape prosecution, right? But it's okay for y'all to deem other groups. That's multiple. That ain't just one. That when you say groups, y'all can deem other groups as hate groups off of what one or two so-called individuals off those groups,
Well, let me
right?
ask you a question.
But y'all don't
Is
want
that
to be
hate speech?
lumped in.
Is that hate speech?
Yeah, because when some Jewish person is found to be doing some criminal activity, here come this anti-defamation league, this Jewish league coming up with this anti-Semitic, talking about the rise of anti-Semitic. That's what they mean. Because they made that word of anti-Semitic is a made-up definition for them to protect their criminal element when their criminal element get caught red-handed as a shield to shift the blame. Oh, shame on you for catching us for doing something illegal or committing a federal crime. Or shame on you. That's anti-Semitic. See the language, they keep twisting languages, right? And like you said, I'm pretty sure there's some people probably from the Jewish community that's probably getting attacked.
Are they
Huh?
anti-Semitic?
Yeah, well, the way they act, yeah. Because they don't want to take blame. See, it's okay to separate when somebody Jewish do something, like I said, criminal again. Right? They don't even talk about that person when they do something criminal. But they come out defending all other Jewish people
What about the Jewish guy
and shielding them.
with the cryptocurrency thing? He Jewish. What's wrong with him?
Well, there was another rabbi that they just caught up. I wish I had his name. They just caught up with him. He escaped prosecution here in America for raping, molestation to a young girl, and probably whoever known for it. But they used the back channels with the ADL and JDL, use back channels to escape prosecution in America and go to Israel. They just caught up with that guy, man. I think a couple of days ago, matter of fact. They just caught up with him after, 25 years, something like that? I don't know how long was the period. They just caught up with him. So these people are aiding and abetting criminals. And they're using the anti-Semitic.
They call it the Anti-Defamation League. So that defame they mean defame. Anything you say about me can and will be used against you. And we're going to say you trying to slander me. That's what they're trying to say.
Well, it just so happened that some of these pedophilia, a lot, not some, it's a lot of pedophilia accusations that's coming from men that just happen, white
pale faces that just happen to be Jewish. I mean, if you want to call it anti-Semitic, by all means be.
Now that's a good. Hey, look, that's a good point, man. So if we were to call Meyer Lansky, we were to like, you know what I'm saying, to call him out on his criminal past and stuff like that, and you know, Rothsteins and all these, you know what I'm saying, you know, Jewish, who they romanticize in the movies, so-called, you know what I'm saying, criminals, would that be anti-Semitic? You see, it's too much. It's just it's too much picking and choosing with these people, man. You know what I'm saying? So, and then see, this is how you know it's all an agenda, because he threw in that anti-hate, Asian hate shit in there. That lets you know it's all an agenda, bro. They low-key dropping hints to you that this is all coercion. You know what I'm
they
saying?
colluded.
It's all colluded.
They colluded together.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? They're going after us with it, because who was the main so-called culprits with the Asian hate? Us. Just like, you know what I'm saying? It's like dog whistling, man.
Well, look,
And that's mighty funny that Robert Kraft, the owner of the New England Patriots, it's mighty funny that he got caught down there in Florida in that damn Asian brothel with underage, allegedly underage girls, but that just went away. And I think he came out as Jewish, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he is Jewish. But let me bring the rest of it. Yeah, he did come out as Jewish, matter of fact.
And look, one more thing. Look, and they try to throw the Trump and the right, you know, and them people in like as if they're not all white, like as if they're not all the same people. You see how they do that? Like they're
Yeah, they
really
said the MAGA.
like these people.
Now you know MAGA people with MAGA hats. Come get the fuck out of here. That's very specific.
Jesse Smollett, right? Same scenario, right? You see how these people
That's
are
very specific.
taking the same scripts out of the same book, dude. It's just they just change it up a little bit.
You're right. Let me let him continue for a little.
And the normalization of a kind of inflammatory from people on the extreme right, like a Marjorie Taylor Greene, that give license to people. And we saw on January the 6th with the Auschwitz sweatshirts, right? They feel emboldened in an environment where leaders give them free license. So by the same token, you know, when Congresswoman Omar equates Hamas and Israel, when Congresswoman Tlaib accuses the country of ethnic cleansing, right? Those statements are simply wrong on the facts, but it gives license to extremists of a different ideology to say, okay, if the Jewish state is committing genocide, then it's open season to attack Jews. And I'm not saying this in some abstract way. That's literally what happened. Again, in cities across the country, in towns all over America, let alone what we saw happening online. Now, again, at the ADL, we deeply believe that it is perfectly normal, incredibly strong criticism of the state of Israel or any country when you disagree with policies. But we need to be able to say there is no excuse for anti-AAPI hate, regardless of what's happening in China or anywhere else in Asia. So there is no excuse for anti-Jewish racism, regardless of what's happening in the Middle East. And I think it's not unreasonable to expect leaders to lead and to clearly, without qualification, right, without any conditions, say they stand against anti-Semitism, full stop.
End of
story.
Jonathan, you mentioned Congressman Ilhan Omar. She was condemned by members of her own party for the statements that she made. And we've seen statements like this time and time again. Even President Trump, who was a great friend to former Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, during a meeting, an event where there were some Jewish American leaders in attendance, the president made the comment that you will be happy what we are doing, with your country. I'm looking for the exact remarks. But he called Israel your country to a group of Americans in attendance at a rally, which people viewed as, of course, anti-Semitic. And your survey actually did look at how Jewish Americans view some types of anti-Israel critiques as anti-Semitic. Explain to our audience why language like that, language like calling Israel the country of a group of Americans, is considered anti-Semitic.
Well, so the Jewish people for thousands of years lived in exile, if you will, right? Thrown out of their country and lived in ghettos as a beleaguered minority in countries across Europe, across the Middle East. I mean, this might not be in recent memory for many of us, but the reality is they lived on the margins of society, typically impoverished and disempowered, facing what we would describe in today's vernacular as systemic discrimination or structural racism. And so one of the accusations made against the Jewish minority in these different countries was they had dual loyalty. They were never really loyal to the country where they lived. They were really loyal to some foreign power. They were real loyal to, the Middle East and to Israel, even when it wasn't a real place. That's where their loyalties lie, not to the country where they were born and raised their children, et cetera, et cetera. And we've seen this play out in ugly ways by means of example. I'm the grandson of a Holocaust survivor from Germany, right? My great-grandfather fought in the First World War. My grandfather was deeply German, and yet his entire family was exterminated. I'm the husband of a political refugee from Iran. Their family, Jews from Iran who lived there for thousands of years. After the Islamic Revolution, they were all considered, sort of a fifth column in the country, and they had to flee for their lives. So the trope of dual loyalty has persisted across cultures and countries, and it's been used as a justification to persecute and torment Jews. And so when Donald Trump said something like that, and he made that comment, I quickly condemned him. But I do that not because I come from the left. Like, again, I will also call out Congresswoman Omar for when she makes this equation that or Congressman Tlaib, that the Jewish state isn't legitimate. So here's what I think I'd like to just underscore. The claim has followed Jews for centuries, that Jews are not loyal to the place where they live, that they are illegitimate, that they need to leave, that they are occupiers. That was a claim that followed the Jewish people for hundreds of years. Now they say it is the Jewish state that is illegitimate, that the Jewish state doesn't belong, that the Jewish state is occupying. And I think, again, for a Jewish person with a long-term memory, we see these echoes. And whether they come from the left or the right, they're equally dangerous. And I think we have to have sort of the intellectual honesty to call this what it is. That doesn't exempt the state of Israel from being criticized in fact-based ways like you criticize any other country. But when you demonize it, when you delegitimize it, when you say it doesn't belong, that creates implications not just for the Jewish state, but for Jewish people anywhere. And we're dealing with those consequences literally today. And when you look at this polling, it reflects that the vast majority of American Jews are afraid for the first time in this country because of what's been playing out from both sides. And I think that should concern all of us, because anti-Semitism isn't just a concern for the Jewish community.
Wait up, man.
It's a concern for America. How we treat our marginalized groups of people, how we handle our minorities, like that says something not just about that specific group, but about
man, y'all
all
came to this country, man. Y'all been
country,
telling black folks to go back to
inclusive,
Africa, man, since y'all
diverse,
got on this goddamn
robust,
land.
pluralistic country that I think we envision
Ron
ourselves to be.
Jonathan Greenblatt, it's a very good reminder. We always love it when you come on, and the research is always so sort of thorough. You give us a lot to talk about and a lot to think about. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Man, well, okay, look, check this out. He tried to say that Omar and them was saying that they do have a little genocide thing going on over there. They do have a little purge thing going on in Israel. That's a fact. Why would she mess up her career and and compromise, what she got to say stuff.
Frank, you want to hear the Jewish person name? Hey, Frank.
And then look, she's so-called black, right, and look like us and shit. She's from Africa, right? So she's
from Somalia.
Somalia.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Once again, tying that to us, dude. Tying it to, I'm telling you, man, these people, it's what he's not saying, and what he's saying subtly that's what he's saying. Does that make sense? That's what I mean. This dude, man, all the stuff that people are saying about the country is true. Look how they treat the Ethiopian Jews, because she's Ethiopian. She knows. Of course, she's gonna speak speak for her people. It's funny when people want to speak for their people against somebody else. If it's one of them, it's wrong. But he's speaking for his people, right? And it's right.
Right. So that's why we got to speak for people, our people, because you're right, Frank. They don't even validate you as being a people. They still call you and most likely dress you by a fucking color. A fucking color that really ain't a color. Black and ain't really a color.
Damn.
And they still dress us. That's disrespectful for them to still use. That's derogatory, just to dehumanize us down to a damn color, a shade. That's bullshit. They don't respect other people's religion and other people's culture like that, man. They don't honor and respect it. They only want their culture and their religion to stand out and cry wolf. Now, I'm not saying American Jews or whatever he keeps saying. They might be scared. Some of the lesser people that the poor American Jews that don't have any political power, any economic power. I'm pretty sure, just like we can put that on all spectrums. You can say the poor white. We can say the poor Europeans that's here, the lower class Europeans, the lower class Americans, lower class American Indians. Talk about the Native Americans on this goddamn soil, on this fucking land that's pushed off into a goddamn concentration, fucking concentration camp, right? And all the misplaced American indigenous Indians that's been misplaced and misclassified. Then you got ignorant ass European white pale faced motherfuckers telling you to go back to Africa. Right? We constantly still get that rhetoric. We don't even get validated in our own goddamn land. Yeah, most of them was allowed to come over here, man, and participate in this country, this great society. It's allowed. But now you want to bring your trauma and put your trauma on top of everybody else's trauma and make your trauma the leading trauma.
Damn. Whew, that's facts. Then would you say, Dan, they you know, they sub us down to a color, dude. That ain't even a color and shit. You know what I'm saying? And you know, they don't call nobody else because let these so-called Jewish people, let them call an Asian person
just
yellow.
hours after over, new data shows there's been a
Wait a minute. I want y'all to hear this. Because there's a word that's been going around lately about the NAACP say they're going to boycott. Then this person say they're going to boycott. Then this person say they're going to boycott. So I want y'all to hear that word hate speech again.
A drastic rise in hate speech on the social media site. Pete Serrato spoke with one of the officers and the impact going forward.
In that 12-hour window, what would you say would be the percentage increase in hate speech that you guys were able to see?
Yeah, the immediate increase appears to be around 500%.
Dr. Von Bett is a professor at Montclair State University in New Jersey, and he recently co-authored a white paper claiming that in the first 12 hours of Elon Musk taking over as CEO of Twitter, in which he tweeted, "The bird is freed," a range of hate speech terms skyrocketed on the site. The data did not specify the terms, only saying that they were vulgar and hostile towards race, religion, and ethnicity. Benton believes the Tesla turned Twitter CEO's stances on free speech and calls for less moderation on the site are appealing to groups with those views.
They really treat him as kind of like the standard bearer that's going to allow them to say potentially like racist, offensive, and awful things without fear of being deplatformed.
Musk tweeted there's been no changes to Twitter's moderation policies and that he's forming a moderation council with differing viewpoints. Twitter's head of safety also addressing the issue in a series of tweets on the site, and that the tweets were coming from a small number of inauthentic accounts that Twitter plans to ban.
So I don't think any moderation standards are actually going to solve this problem.
Cal State East Bay professor Noel Hick weighed in on this new data regarding hate speech on Twitter. His area of focus is news literacy in the digital age. And he thinks instead of looking for tech companies to solve the hate speech problem, there needs to be more education in classrooms.
I think that means a more diverse and inclusive view of history. I think it means more news literacy.
I ain't gotta go through all that. I ain't gotta go through all that, but you know, I'm just letting you know they just talking about a lot of hate speech. Though I say some blacks say go back to Africa.
Mm.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
But all they saying there's a rise in hate speech on Twitter and stuff. That word hate speech, it's not been like a bell just ringing in here. Hate speech, hate speech, hate speech.
What is hate speech? Is there a definition for hate speech? Can you pull it up?
Well, I'm gonna tell you. Hold on a minute. I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna tell you what anti-bias is. All right, I want y'all to hear this now. I'm telling you, where we going, and preparation is key.
We challenge the investment status quo by challenging each other. Welcome to the power of independent.
I'm pleased to announce I'm signing two-piece solution. I thank our leadership in the Assembly, Carl Heastie. I thank Majority Leader Andre Cousins and their conferences for the work that they've done. The first bill requires individuals convicted of hate crimes to undergo mandatory training in hate crime prevention. The second bill establishes a statewide campaign around inclusion, tolerance, and understanding diversity. Senator Kaplan will be speaking about this, Member Assembly Chak. And both bills promote educational awareness, which is key. I do believe we talk about this, whether it's the Holocaust education, we want to make sure that people understand that diversity is something uniquely special. It has to be protected. We all have a responsibility to make sure that those who may be influenced by these forces out there have the knowledge and the understanding through the educational means to understand that this is a path they should not go on. I want this to be a national model. Why not New York? Why shouldn't we be the place that teaches the rest of the nation how you can do things differently? How you don't have to be passive. You don't have to be victims. This is how we're standing up and taking control of our destiny. And that's my expectation for this state over the next 4 years.
Oh, I didn't know she was on the Breakfast Club. I had to go check that out.
Who was that?
I didn't know she went on the Breakfast Club. My bad. Wake that ass up. That the governor of New
that?
York. Kathy Hochul, she signed two anti-bias hate bills last week. After that Colorado shooting, she said that hate has no place in our society.
Man, she can't sign no shit. See, they be making up shit, man. They be making up bullshit, dude. Anti-bias bill. Get the fuck out of here, dude. Come on, man. They're full of shit, dude. Because the left, the Democratic Party, the left nuts are the most biased motherfuckers in the goddamn history. Get the fuck out of here, man. Come on now. Get the hell out of here.
Man, you ain't. Hey, wait.
I'm signing two-piece.
Here it is. I found it. It's hold tight. I found it. Here it is. I think this is it. Damn, where is it? Oh, I found it. Damn, why didn't it don't play though?
It's the Breakfast Club. They might give you a strike.
Oh, here it is.
Playing that shit.
Yep, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't play the Breakfast Club.
I'm not playing this.
Within 50
Amazing. I was like,
oh my god.
There is an undeniable sense of fear in the city with hate crimes on the rise, whether it's two men allegedly plotting to shoot up synagogues, to wreak havoc on the Jewish attacks on the Asian community, or a recent mass shooting in Colorado Springs at an LGBTQ nightclub. Governor Kathy Hochul is responding by ramping up resources in areas that need it the most.
I really wish we didn't have to be here today. It's heartbreaking to know that there are
acts of violence and hatred that exist throughout our country and within our own city and our own state.
The governor signed 2 bills that will expand hate crime prevention with education and training. This includes training for anyone convicted of a hate crime so that they can be reprogrammed to live hate-free. Also, it would add more police to the mix. Not only
But hey,
investigating hate
hold
crime,
on.
but
Pause.
keeping a
I gotta
close
say
watch
something.
as
I
well.
got to say
We
this,
need as a
goddamn it.
government to be conducting robust
Reprogrammed to be hate free.
Bernard.
You like that, don't
Well,
you?
that means that 80% of the goddamn what we know is white America should be in them programs, or they should be the first motherfuckers in them programs. Let's talk about it.
Hey, man.
Let's talk about
Hey, look, man.
Shit.
Wait a minute. Hey, look, man. That is some crazy nut job. This woman got to be too short-sighted of a damn dumb. No, that's crazy as hell. But that's what you got. It ain't got number 55 more seconds. So I'm going to let it go ahead and play.
continuous surveillance. And so I took the steps to enhance our operations, adding staff, adding resources.
It was similar surveillance by the NYPD that police say helped stop Christopher Brown and Matthew Maher in their tracks. Chief John Hart, head of the department's intelligence division, tells Fix 11 News his team is constantly seeing threats online and on social media.
It's a scary proposition for us all the time, but we stay concentrated.
Native New Yorker Stephen Dubler welcomes the extra support and effort. He says he's well aware of hate groups operating online.
I don't see any problem with bringing in state police to keep watch over where these kind of crimes might hurt or kill innocent people.
Still, Hochul believes it's the very same diversity that makes the city vulnerable, also makes the city the most fascinating place. And the bills are backed by federal funding, about $200 million to beef things up. Also, not-for-profit community groups can also apply for grants so that they can fight hate as well.
It's all a money grab. They just told you it's a money grab, dude.
You
just heard them. Yes. You heard them say it's a grant. You heard them say it's a grant.
Right.
That's what I was trying to do. It's a grant, and a non-profit can apply. That's the crap I'm talking about. And you get federal funding $200 million.
Tax write-off? These people, we don't be
Are we
thinking,
getting played? Shaq, are we getting played? Are they playing with us again? Shaq, man, I don't know what's going on. Shaq, you might don't know what happened, but
damn, man. Hey, look.
Are we getting played?
I called it, man. Yeah, I had to call it, man. I had to say, man, dude. When she said that, see, most of us just hear these words, man. You know what I'm saying? Hear this sensationalized type words, man, and we get, it puts us in a certain kind of mindset, man. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, we're not listening to key words like that and paying attention to the big picture. That's why they put these incidences out. That's why they stage these. And I tell people, you talk about stage and stuff like the stage events, but people want to call you conspiracy. They want to call you a conspiracy theorist. A conspiracy theorist when you say that.
Hold on for a minute. Because I got to get a laugh right quick. I want to laugh over you. Shaq, are we getting played?
Well, man, look here, man. Look here. We need
the tailpipe. They're giving us a banana in the tailpipe.
We need to ask the government. Yeah, we need to ask the government for some butt plugs because they done stuck 2 bananas up our tailpipe, boy. That's ridiculous. Like I said, 80% of the goddamn white American niggas should be in that damn. They need to be in them training then. Hate training because a lot of them motherfuckers. But think about it. The fucking hold on. The White House nigga displayed the utmost hate for us. They played the birth of a nation. You mean to tell me that ideology that's not still tattooed on some of these old motherfucking bigot racist motherfuckers in this country?
Well,
Come on,
Shaq,
man.
here's
Get the
your
fuck out of
definition
here.
of speech. Speech expressing hatred of a particular group of people. That's your definition. Speech expressing hatred of a particular group of people.
But but we still got to define what hate is. What is hate? Is there an act behind it, or you could just say something and that's hateful? Because we've been told that we had a whole education, indoctrination, academically, scientific information, anthropologists, however you say these names. Darwin,
Darwin,
right?
yeah, Darwin, Charles
Darwin,
Darwin,
Edward
yeah,
Bernays.
Charles Darwin,
They
Charles
telling that
Darwin.
we was a lesser race.
Mm.
And a lot of schools, a lot of academic and scientific information was based off of that. Right?
Mm.
It states that.
All right. Now,
Come on, man.
you're right.
Come on,
now, let me
dude.
say something. Let me get to
Come on now.
what we call the grand finale. We done talked about a whole lot of stuff, right? But we can talk about a lot of things. We got to break down the Thanksgiving and all that. I got to just break down things. I ain't even got to use video for this. I just use video just to paraphrase what I'm saying so y'all get the words.
And just to let people know, race was not created into the creation of the United States of America, what we now consider the United States of America.
Well, look, you're right. Because I want to bring this up. You said the White House. I meant to tell you, I didn't put it in the article. I'm just going to tell you, all you got to do is look it up. You got Chinese aircraft flying over the White House right now, Chinese drones. You can just pull it up, Chinese drones flying over the White House in the airspace. That is completely out of bounds. In New York State, where that broad at, New York City, where she at? Well, she's the governor of New York, so actually, yeah. They actually got a Chinese consulate police station down there spying on American citizens. All right? You know that, right? In New York, yeah. Okay. Just point that out to you. So the communists are here. Well, they already been here, but you know what I'm saying. Now, Shaq and Frank, we got to talk about one thing before I go. We got to talk about preparation. We are about the end of the last month of the year, cold. The gas and food is going up. If people will be hungry in the Northeast, you might not be able to get no gas, no oil. Biden just allowed Chevron to drill in Venezuela, but you can't drill here, possibly, to open up the oil reserves, all that. A lot of things going on here.
So, he said you can't drill here.
Wow.
Well, yeah.
Why not?
Venezuela, they allowed in Venezuela for Chevron, I think.
But no. Why we can't drill here? Matter of fact, why is nobody still not asking why he shut the pipeline down again? What's behind that? Is that something is that got to do something with war? They don't want to be, you know what I mean? Is it a liability for the war? World War III?
War's a racket, but Putin already told you time's up, baby. Putin already told you time's up, baby. Might be, as Biden said, it could be a dark winter. I think it's coming. Because they're talking about blackouts possibly to conserve energy in the winter. You know people will be freezing their ass up.
How the hell do they know this? Just like they said, COVID cases is going to surge and stuff like, COVID cases is going to surge, experts say, and, this winter. They said the same thing last winter. But this is my thing. How do you know that? That means you letting us know that you release it, or motherfuckers with intelligence, common sense, critical thinking skills. You letting us know that y'all are releasing the shit. How would you know when it's going to hit if you're not releasing it? We don't be thinking, though. We just like, I like how you and Ron brought up that point earlier about Jerry Jones, but not Biden though. Biden isn't Biden the president right now? Jerry Jones ain't the damn president. See, we put sports and shit. That lets you know how much motherfuckers be praising.
Hey man, hold on, Frank. Hold on, Frank. 42 million people watched the Dallas Cowboys according to them last week. Ain't nobody saying they're gonna boycott the Dallas Cowboys after Jerry Jones in the picture, right? So what's the problem?
That's on the men now, dude. That's on some of these men, man. I'm sorry, man.
Hey,
leave the women out of it. We gotta leave
No. This what's going on. I told you they brought that Jerry Jones stuff up, and they ain't go them Negroes didn't do nothing on TV. Stephen A. Smith, and guess what? It's Monday. They brought that Jerry Jones thing on last Wednesday. And guess what? They not even talking about Jerry Jones no more.
Man, like you said.
They swept
Them,
that stuff under the rug.
man, them sports leagues was built in the likeness of slavery, nigga. It was in the remembrance and the likeness of slavery, dog.
So let me ask you a question. The door ass put something in the chat here. Doc Cloud and said we are still the permanent underclass. Well, Shaq, are we the permanent underclass?
Can't you tell?
Man,
Okay, I gotta make sure.
We've been boycotted. We've been boycotted. Just think about it. Now people get to come to this country and what they say. Oh well, I'm coming. We come here for a better edge on life. You know, the American dream. But it's
That's
at the
right.
expense of the American
That's right.
people already still being oppressed.
That's right.
Being oppressed, underappreciated, and dogged the fuck out.
Wait a minute.
There's
She
no
put something in the
American
chat.
grown fucking country institutions, companies in this damn country anymore.
Hey,
It should be called the United States of the world.
I want y'all to read that. I forgot to mention that to y'all. A small plane crashed in Maryland last night. I think the plane crashed to like a power line or something, and I think 80,000 people went without power or something in Maryland. Say the plane crashed in Maryland. Yeah, that happened last night. Forgot to mention that earlier. So I'll get to it later. I'll send y'all the article later on, you know. But yeah, that did happen. About a plane crashing in Maryland. Yeah, I think they said 80,000 people had to go without power or something. Yeah, that happened. Now, I don't know if the pilot was jabbed or not and crashed, like the other article I sent yesterday. But hey, it just happened. Something happened. But that's how it goes. So there's always something going on. See, Shaq, me and Shaq bring up the topics. A lot of people do. That's why I said, you know what, Shaq? You know what? I got to bring up something that you were talking about. We were talking about the women. Oh, my goodness. Shaq, should I say it? Can I say it without being, I don't know. I know some women going to want to cancel me. But Shaq, I'm going to say it for you. You always say it. Kevin Samuels, come back. Don't you always say it? You know what? He might have been necessary for what's going on now since he died. He might be necessary right now. I'm not lying. He might be.
Because the thing is, he called him out on the main thing is he called him out on the accountability. That's the thing, man. You know what I'm saying? The lack of accountability factor, man. That's the thing. And you know what I mean? And it's been like that for a while now. Think about it. But I think now, since it's social media and it's cancel culture stuff and it's, you know, anti this and that, excuse me, and the whole sensitive narrative came out, man. These women are showing even more of a lack of accountability, you know?
I was talking to Shaq today and Big Jimmy Turner and Dawson and Victor. We always having a conversation, you know. Just so happened we were talking about modeling. And I was talking to a lady, she's been doing modeling in dance class for her daughter. I said, why you got your, she, my daughter's shy, and that I want to have my daughter, you know, in these agencies like dance and modeling to make her, you know, feel more better about herself. I said, well, that's not going to help if she's already shy. And matter of fact, you're setting your daughter up to be what? For the pedophiles.
There you go. Because who was ran by? Who was these agencies ran by? Who and funded by?
If they modeling for Victoria's Secret, I know they ran by pedophile. Victoria's
Most
Secret,
likely start with a J, end with an S.
Damn, dude.
So you sending your daughters into the goddamn the damn what they call it, the belly of the beast.
Yeah. But yeah. Well, let me say this. You know, at a time when, let's just say that economic pain, you had 2,700 workers in Mississippi get laid off. They just told them, text them, they say you will not be returning to work. Amazon had workers. This one, their Snapchat, so many coming laid off workers. Kevin Samuels would have been necessary because, you know, like I said, I still see women with the long eyelashes, the perms. I tell you, I DJ'd a party the other day, but I'm not telling you a lie, man. I tell you, dude, them women, man, they was in there with sweatpants decorating, man. I thought they looked, you know, they look nice, but they went to the house and stuff. I was like, dang, I didn't even recognize them 10 minutes later. I said, dang, 30 minutes later, hey, what you change? Got them heels, them black dresses. I said, man, they look completely different. You know, they get that makeup and stuff, man. Dang, they look like a. But the word, let me say about this makeup thing. What is makeup? Makeup mean, I'm just being honest. The word makeup mean you making up. It's not real. It's something other than itself. Right?
I want to ask these ladies too, man. We get a chance and we get to have a conversation upon
I was
women.
talking to a friend, and you know what we said? We do so much jobs of putting up a fake image that we don't know how to be real. So we rather hold up a fake image than be real.
I want to ask the ladies and women, females, honestly, like when they put their makeup on and all the accessories and stuff, do they automatically create a alter ego or alter ego bursts out of that? This question for next show. Or another day, another time. But think about it.
Hey, look, women. I know we got women in my chat. Don't boycott us. We just tell the truth. Oh, some of you don't like. No, I don't really care if you boycott.
Hey, man.
I really don't care. I'm just saying that.
It's 4 billion. It's 4 billion women in the world.
Oh, okay. I'm just joking when I said that, by the way.
And it's actually more men. And actually, we need to have that conversation too, because there's more men in the world than there is women too. I don't know why they keep going with that lie.
But let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
I don't disagree or agree with that. You know what I say? I don't know if it's more women than men or more men than women, because I need to find out how many were aborted to find out where they at.
Oh, shit.
Might need to find that out first. Hey, because if you got 8 billion, right, and you're aborting so many of them, we might have 10 billion that could have been here. But that's just another shenanigan I'm throwing out there. But getting back to the thing, these Christmas, Thanksgiving, the power structure tells you got to celebrate it. Christmas is just for these companies to get it back in the black from the red. The sales weren't that good this year. They even told you, daggone, it was down. People don't have the money. They even told you the other day, America's about to face a reckoning of extreme credit card debt. What are we doing? Do we understand? Chak, can I say something? Are we a nation in crisis? Yep. Houston did just have water. That's why I told y'all they had a boil water emergency. I told you that today on the phone, Chak. They had a boil. Houston had a boil water. Yes, I did tell you that.
Houston, Texas.
Yeah. Though I said people need to wake up. Do you agree?
For real. For real, man. We spending all we see. Yeah, we spend all our money on vanity shit, man. And then, you know, it's a cycle because, like you said, Benoit, then you use your credit card. You maxed out your credit card, so now you got to go to the payday loan. When you max out the payday loan, now you got to go try to get another loan, a car title loan and shit. By the time income tax come around, you paying your debt back. So you're feeding them. You're feeding the system. You're feeding these entities, these institutions. You're feeding them. It's the wheel of fortune, baby. You're keeping the wheel turning.
Well, let me ask you a question. It's the fourth quarter. Who winning the game?
Shit, no, we ain't winning that motherfucker.
Oh, I thought we was winning, man.
Man, look, hey, hey, Frank, what one of the words sportscasters be using? Well, they're down by some mouse. What they call it? How they say it, Benoit? Insurmountable. They're down by insurmountable numbers.
They got us put balls, man. You know what I'm saying? But you know why she's right, man. You know, and the thing is, but see, the news media, they're not putting that out there. They're gonna put green black, what he said, or they put you know what I'm saying, this girl, you know what I'm saying, that went missing in Mexico, or it's just they put out certain things for the black, for us, so-called us, to pay attention to. Jerry Jones, Ooh, not Biden, but Jerry Jones. You know what I'm saying? When Biden was caught on camera and caught on tape saying shit about us, talking about he don't want his kids to, you know what I'm saying, to integrate with our kids, calling the black kids roaches. See, we don't. You see how we do it, dude? You know what I'm saying? The certain things are put on us to focus on. You see what I'm saying? But the real issues, and they talk about mass shootings. They don't talk about mass shootings in the hood. They don't call them mass shootings. Y'all notice that? But the real issues, but the real issues that we're supposed to really focus on, like the water crisis and shit, we're not on it because they already have certain topics and everything for us to focus on. This shit is all by design, man. That's all. It's bad, dude. But they know we have short attention span too, due to this bullshit ass internet and due to what's that TikTok? TikTok really done fucked motherfuckers up with that. Those 5-second video, 10-minute, 1-minute video. You know what I'm saying? But see, that's on you for letting that infiltrate your, you know what I'm saying, your psyche and your subconscious mind. You know what I'm saying? That's on you for letting that change. You know what I'm saying? How you interact and how you think and you know what I mean? How quick you're on your toes. That's on you. We got real issues
Hey,
out here.
Frank, not to cut you, people that turned off the television, and now niggas is internet, internet. Niggas is in the television now.
In the net,
You
and
done turn it off, but now you're in the goddamn television. You go, damn.
when you in the net, you capture, right? You captured in the net.
Let me say some
Damn
breaking
right.
news real quick. We just had a Virginia congressman named Donald McKeechin die. He's like in the Henrico area. Turner knows him. We'll talk about him probably tomorrow, Shaq, but he died of colorectal cancer. He was 61 years old. And Shaq,
Colorectal cancer. See what I'm saying? It's a rise of that, man. Prostate, colorectal cancer. Man, come on, man.
yeah, he died.
That's a rise.
Yeah, he was 61 years old.
Not
We
eating
got
the right things, right? You know what I'm saying?
But well, we're talking about this because I haven't got the whole story, so I don't like to. But I'm telling you, he died of colorectal cancer. He's 61 years old. Matter of fact, I think he just got reelected or something like that. He just died. Damn, like this dude is real popular too. Now, that's why I said churches is gonna be pushing tithing hard this month. What do you think?
Ooh.
Getting loans for
Man,
your
I wouldn't,
refunds.
man, I wouldn't get them. I wouldn't get them scammers a damn penny. It's time for them to pay they owe the people, man. They been scamming. They owe the people now. They owe the people. They owe the people.
Look at these neighborhoods.
I wouldn't dare say it. Should the church owe reparations?
Hell yeah.
Ooh.
Restitution. Yeah, they owe restitution.
Look at these neighborhoods,
Damn
man.
right.
Look at these neighborhoods. Y'all notice that? You know what I'm saying? These neighborhoods, man. Look at these places and these dwellings, man. Right? You know, all these churches, especially in LA, places like Detroit, places like that. All these damn churches on the corner, still same conditions though. You know what I'm saying? The poor, you poor and you go in there and you giving up your money and you do the poor and you making that one pastor rich. How does that work? Shouldn't it be the other way around? You know, it's crazy, though. Just like these Congress people, you know what I'm saying? They supposed to be working for you, and they funneling all your money. We don't do this. American society is one big lie, man. We're not looking at it like that. We know we got entertainment, so we straight. We got TikTok, we good. We got love and hip hop, we straight. You know what I'm saying? We got all these, you know what I mean, distractions, we good. Power and all this ignorant shit we watch, we good. You know what I'm saying? As long as we dwell on the negativity, we good. You know what I'm saying? That's how we see ourselves.
Justin Smollett calling himself an OG now.
Yeah, this is just too much, man. All this, I don't fuck with these. What's the name? To be honest with you, these.
The OG. What does the OG stand for? Overly gay guy.
Oh shit.
Hey Frank, I don't know what the fuck what he mean by OG. I remember he was telling me he's the gay Tupac or something. This dude is a character. He's a goddamn. This is a real character.
He knows we react to shit like this though, dude. You know, he knows that we.
You know it. I wouldn't even see. That's why I wouldn't even bring. See that I told you, but a lot of times we got these platforms. Certain shit I wouldn't even bring up because they want us to talk about that shit and make the shit. They want us to talk about it. We got to black them out. Now, some of the information that you give out, we definitely need to give it out and inform the people because some people.
Hey, look, I just said it because he talking about daggone neighborhoods. I ain't going into a soliloquy of Justice Smollett. And let me bring up one thing that we forgot. All right, look, we don't know how long this thing going down. We know a lot of things going down next month and a half. All right. So I would say get your water, get your food, stock up, do what you got to do. Because this thing might hit like a damn tidal wave. These are getting more draconian right now. Got to be some preparation tactics. Look here, like she talking about churches pushing tithing. Don't donate these foods 10% of your money. And they're going to be stuck out there daggone and they getting still rich off the hog when you freezing in the winter. So that's what I say about them. Don't donate them a damn dime if you can help it. Unless they maybe Pastor Geno Jennings, one of them guys, Talbot Swain, some of them guys, they got some good words and stuff. So I mean, I can't say all, but I can say daggone over 65% is really not doing what they're supposed to be doing. Oh, H&R Block, that's right. They can be another ripoff though. H&R Block, getting your money. Yeah. Oh, that's right. The IRS said they want to start tracking Venmo and all this transaction about part-time gigs and all this. We got to break down the IRS too in a little bit of segment. Not tonight, but we can just call
Hey man, see that's illegal, man. What they doing, dude? Because that's illegal, man. To track people money like that, that's illegal, dude. And we have to learn these codes, man, and get up on our codes and force the issue that the government, church and state and all that stuff, and taxation without representation. We need to get a crash course on that because these motherfuckers is getting too tyrannical.
Who representing us, Shaq?
Huh?
Who representing us?
That's a great question. Who is representing us?
Nobody.
Because the people that's behind this society, they allow a lot of, if y'all notice, they allow a lot of private entities come in and regulate us, the people. And they have no strings attached. They can do any and everything, create any bullshit ass policy. They're not laws, policies and statutes. Come in and implement this shit. And bleed you dry. Bleed you dry, man. We should have a right to make the money, any type of money, side money we want to make outside our regular job, or even if we just got a side hustle job. That should be none of the goddamn government's business. Motherfucker, y'all get to make all type of money.
We don't know how much get to see how much they make from these lobbyists and these backdoor deals and these private interest groups.
We don't.
So it's crazy.
Shit.
Yeah, it's a big ass double standard, dude. But see, like I said, we don't focus on that. We focus on all types of other shit that's we think is important, which isn't. You know what I'm saying? But
man, we have to tell these motherfuckers what we want at a large number. We got to tell them what we want them to do to represent us, because we give them the power to come in and delegate for us.
Well, let me ask a question. What do we want?
We got to take back our sovereignty, man. At the end of the day,
for sure, man. And we got to get rid of this word black and this. You know what I'm saying? This non-natural state that we in, dude. It's this really artificial state we in. Really, we got to really denounce that shit. But you got these misleaders. You know what I'm saying? Talking about black this and black that and black business and black money. I don't know what black money is. Is there Asian money? Is there yellow money? Is there white money? We're crazy, dude. You're crazy, bro. We're crazy, dog.
I'm glad you're admitting that something wrong with us. So, like I said, this has all been very entertaining. We touched on a lot of topics, but I just say get ready. So, with that being said, I'll let y'all brothers shout out your information. Y'all are well needed and respected. And people need to understand, hey, look, man. Hey, look, I know Young Jesus had a song back in the day I used to like, Last of a Dying Breed. And surely it's a lot of dying breeds out here. And I'm talking about people dying. And hey, I'm just going to be dead out with you. People keep saying they always got options. Guess what? You don't. Because daggone, you only got a certain level of options. Because, hey, this thing.
You ain't got options. You got ultimatums.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. the information is imperative. So, like Chak was talking about options. If your option is listening to love and hip hop or whatever the case may be, let's say they're getting some of this information right here. Hey man, you might be in a blackout this one. I can't say I won't be in one, but there you go. Hey, look, at least I know what's going on. You might think it's normal. You might cut your energy off because they tell you. You know, do it for the climate, the climate control. No, they are nonsense. Gotta save the planet. Yeah.
Don't it sound like some bullshit? Just when it's just, you know what I'm saying? Like,
let me bring up something. Doa's been hitting it hard in the chat. She's been on the chat all night. You know what? Me and Doa's been doing a podcast called the Seeds of Life podcast. I did it with her. We're gonna do one probably in a couple of days or something. She's gonna have the Honorable Judge Joe Brown her show tomorrow. And she's gonna do a show tonight. I think she turned 54 years old. She can do a show at 12:05 tonight.
damn, she does not look 54.
Oh, well, happy born day.
Yeah, man. Happy born day, man.
She's been, me and her exchange a little bit of information here and there. You know, she's very busy, but she breaks it down. And, you know, she also has Papa Duck on. She has a lot of interesting things going on. Check out Doaz sometimes. It's interesting.
Hey, Doaz, y'all ain't ready for my trivia night. Let me know when y'all doing the trivia night so I come in and bust their heads again.
That's what funny stuff. Yeah, go ahead in there, man. Dang, go ahead and knock yourself out. But we're gonna be talking about Seeds of Life preparation, and that is Seeds of Life is actually when I got on there, I realized it was more like talking about preparation and stuff. It's not really political or anything. It's more like preparation and things like yeah. So it's more like preparation, stuff like that. And talking about, you know, what we need to do, what people need to do in the middle of a crisis.
Yeah, what? Oh, y'all got that show coming up?
Yeah, got to figure out what day we're gonna do it. I haven't really got to talk to her about it, but you know, we're talking about it. We're not talking about SNT, but she's got Judge O'Brien coming on tomorrow night, and they're gonna talk about the non-binary shooter, and something else they can talk about. I forgot what it was. I think it was about Charles Barkley calling out. Check it out. Come on tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So don't worry about it. But go ahead, Frank. Shout out to Jim.
Man, good looking out for having me on this bad boy again, man. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that, man. So, yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? Y'all could just find me on YouTube, man. It's XX Frank Nitty XX. You know, y'all could hit me up on on Instagram. You know, it's Frank Jones 8115, man. I really appreciate you know what I'm saying? Give me the opportunity to come back on here again, you know. Chopping it up with y'all, man, on this Monday night with some interesting topics, man. Yeah, we on it, man, you know.
Hey, go ahead, Shaq. What you got?
Yeah, man. Salute to you brothers, man, and keeping up the fight, man. Us young guys, us the millennials, man. You know what I'm saying? We got to do it, man. We got to be like Kyrie said. We got to be the middle. We the middle ground, baby. So we got to be the middle ground. We got to hold steady. You know what I mean? Stand up for your rights. But yeah, you can catch me on Instagram, CLE Smooth 81, and you can check out my YouTube, Shaq Waller on YouTube. Go and give me some subscribers, man. Get my numbers up. Cause I think I'm gonna have to start going live, man, because I'm gonna start dropping some shit, man, because the people need to see and hear the men is actually trying to stand up and fight back. That all the men ain't. We got to represent at the end of the day. All hands on deck.
All hands on deck, and you can get me at King BJ Johnson right here on this channel right here. Then we can also get KingBJMedia.com, putting up some more topics on there. We got KingBJFitness.com. We got all this. We got what else we got? Bernard Johnson Facebook, Bernard 1120 on Instagram, 1987 BJ1 on Twitter. Yeah, don't remember, like they always say, the road. I guess I'm going to use a biblical verse now. No, I'm not going to biblical verse now. I'm going to say, they said, daggone, it's about who can endure to the end. Oh, she said she will sleep by 12:05. We got to endure to the end because a lot of people just not going to win. Hey, look, man, if daggone love and hip hop is important to you, you go be a reality star in your own world because your reality is a fake reality. I'm sorry. And you will be, I don't know.
Well, tell Dewaz, man. Well, I'm gonna send a shout out. I know my birthday was early this month, Scorpio. So we'll send a shout out to the Sagittarius too.
Man, appreciate that, man.
Oh, that's what she is. Oh, she said, I don't know.
I'm coming. My birthday's coming up too, man. So
When your birthday, Frank?
16th of December, man. We in here, man. Man. Shit.
This is the month of Sagittarius, right? I mean, is it going into Sagittarius?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's
I don't know. I don't know these dates and stuff like that. I just know when y'all tell me what it is. That's how I find out when the signs is and signs news, signs. I know that Gematria though. Oh, and by the way, think about this. What day did that shooting happen up there in Colorado? 11/20, or what they say was, or they reported on 11/20, which is what? Was National Transgender Day of Remembrance. Just remember that. There was a reason that shooting happened that day at that club. Don't forget that. But remember, we'll talk about this again soon, fellas. Y'all go ahead and have a good night and take care. Thanks to Wise for coming on, by the way. And have a happy
Shut up. Salute to the people in the chat, man. Peace.
living. Take your time.
All right, y'all stay up, man.
Gotcha.